Hey everyone, just wanted to take you on a quick tour of my printers. This is my newest printer I've got going here. This is the Ingentus variant by Jason Smith called and I might butcher the name, Eustathios? I don't know exactly. All I know is it's one kick-ass printer. Really like the design. I like the gantry system up there with the rods and everything. Everything moves really true and crisp, but slides surprisingly easy. Right now I've got a break-in G-code that Tim recommended I run, kind of running around the perimeters, and I'm doing some crossovers, and then I'm also trying some G2 and G3 arcs. For some reason those I had to slow down, otherwise they would stutter, but not like a binding stutter, like it wasn't sending the steps out fast and smooth enough. I think those might kind of tax that the 2560 processor. I don't know exactly, but all in all, really liking the motion. Took a little bit of playing around to get all the rods lined up and everything. But now that I got that going, it seems to be running smooth. Going to do a test print tonight. I've got the Vicky LCD, and tucked on the underside there I've got the behind there. You can't really see in there, but it's the Estig X3. It's the V2, which isn't up on the site yet, or even have any documentation out as far as I can get out of Roy, but look forward to him sending out that documentation, because I can't get the SD card to read on this one yet because he changed the pin out a little bit. So right now I'm sending the G-code from my computer tucked in back there. I've got the 3D model. I took the SketchUp files and basically redrew everything part for part from the SketchUp files by Jason into SolidWorks, and I've got everything all underneath there, and each one's kind of done in modules, so I can make a change and not have to, mess around with a bunch of broken mates on the assembly. Still have to do some finalizing on that, but I'm going to get that pretty close here over the next few weeks. I've got it out on the GitHub right now, as well as my Corexy setup. And I also, my first SolidWorks project when I wanted to learn SolidWorks was actually the Mendel Max 2. And so that one I've got out there just in case anybody want them. This is my Corexy printer. This is my first printer, and I wanted to build a Prusa i3 originally, and then I saw the Corexy pictures in the MIT site, and I'm like, I gotta build that one. It looks like you get a lot of usable area out of it. Really kind of simplified belt system. In retrospect, I'm not as huge of a fan of Corexy as I was, in the design side. Mostly because of the sensitivity to belt tensioning. This one's a pretty big printer. If you can see size-wise, that's basically an Ingentus, size footprint, and just how big this thing is. So it's really long belts. The likelihood of slop and backlash and just belt slap along that long edge gets to be kind of a problem. And if the belts aren't perfectly tensioned, the two belts, what you get is circles that aren't circles. You get kind of little flat spots or kind of beaks around that circle going around when it does a change, because these two stepper motors are driving in tandem with each other, and when one has to do a direction change, kind of funny things can happen. But all in all, I've really liked the printer. I think I'm gonna maybe convert this over to kind of a standard Cartesian drive system. I like the frame and everything that I made up. The bed is rock steady. I level that thing, once a month, whether I need to or not. It doesn't really move. It's got the open builds. The V wheels going on there for the V slot. Some angle iron. Everything's really robust. It's a 1/4 inch thick plate down there for stability, and then I've got 3 layers of foam, cork, with the heated bed kind of inserted into that, sitting up on the glass. Heat up times are really good with that insulated. not quite so great on this one. Both of them are 400 watt 24 volt heaters, but all the surface area of this exposed aluminum is making heat up times, for more wattage and less, surface area. It should heat up faster than my Corexy, but it's substantially slower, so I gotta work on some insulation on that. Those are the Ali rubber from Alibaba or AliExpress silicon heaters that are about 25 bucks a piece. They're really great. I actually don't even have a piece of glass big enough for this for this build platform on here. I got a piece of neo-ceramic glass, which is a little higher temperature than borosilicate, from a local fireplace repair shop. It was one of their drop cuts, so I got it on the mildly cheap. It's really hard to find a big chunk of borosilicate without having it custom cut, and that gets a little bit expensive. I don't know if you can kind of see down in there, but the drive system on this one was one I designed up. It's got the 2 lead screws off of 1 common stepper. I do like that. Just because, the likelihood of, 1 stepper driving and 1 not, if you're driving each one independently, kind of goes away when you tie it all together with a belt. 450 watt power supply back there on this one. All enclosed, does really good with ABS. Don't really want to close the lid with PLA. Things all start kind of heating up and getting mushy and jamming in there. It's got the E3D V5 on this one, and I kind of Frankensteined recently some 40mm fans onto there. Helped with jamming. I was kind of running into jamming issues and having to clean out and season the hot end all the time. I'm really hoping the V6 one here with that Bowden tube basically dropping all the way down to the heat break, kind of eliminate some of those issues. They've got a smaller hot end, but it seems like as many fins and thinner fins on there, so I'm hoping, that actually that heater block, or excuse me, the heat sink on there will actually be more efficient than the old one. And I got a 40mm fan again pushing through there, a little bit of a different carriage design. Anyway, super long video, but I'm just really pumped about this new printer and playing around with how fast I can eventually send it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.